Hi, today we're going to go over what is a PLN and what's a PLE. And hopefully, by the end of this brief lesson, you'll understand the difference between a PLN and a PLE. You'll explore some benefits, and then you'll identify your own PLN. So, what does that word mean, PLN? And that is just really a personal or professional learning network. It's just a group of people that you connect with that help you to learn ideas and explore your ideas. And there's questions, there could be reflections and references. These people can be physical people that you see, that you work with, that you meet with. Maybe it's people that, if you're a school teacher, that are in the same school as you on your grade level team. Maybe it's people who are across town from you. Maybe whenever you student teach, it's your student teaching cohort. But your PLN doesn't necessarily have to be face to face. It can also be online. And I have a very large PLN online that I'm going to share with you later. But it's just a way to help us grow as an individual and learn more. And I have this belief that together we're better. And that's because you guys help me learn, and hopefully I do the same for y'all. So, the interesting thing is that this can be personal or professional. So, for the sake of this course, we're really thinking about professional, but I also want you to consider personal. How do you learn personally? How do you connect with others personally? And maybe that's TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat. I'm not real sure, but maybe personally you get together with your friends. But we have personal and we have professional. I want to show you kind of just some things that how I personally learn my professional learning network. I do want to be honest, I don't know all of these people. I don't personally can't pick up the phone and call them, but I do learn from them. And Peter right here is on Twitter, and he is sharing a wealth of knowledge. If I was going to teach this novel study, if I was going to teach the book Holes, this would be so helpful for me in my classroom. And he shares this with folks around the world. And this particular one is actually from Facebook, and I love it because I'm very interested in STEM curriculum. And this particular one, someone's asking to actually share their STEM curriculum, and she actually ends up sharing it, and it's very helpful. And I'm going to move my face so that you can see, but there's lots of comments. There's 26 comments that are all centered around this particular curriculum. In addition to that, I like listservs. That's something that's really easy. It's just an email that comes in my box. Many times, this is one that I'm part of for my school, my current position, but many times I'll ask questions about things that I don't know. A lot of times people have been through things that maybe you and I have not been through. They have been able to experience things. I do not know anything about a Windows network. I'm really a Mac person, but if I did, I could reply to Brian and share my thoughts. Recently, I had posted something about an emergency app asking folks what apps are you using in your schools that maybe I could use in my school for emergency phone calls. So, or just emergencies in general. How do you use that, and what are you using? And so it's a great way to gather from people who've already been down that road. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a social network that you gather information through. This right here, like I said, is an email group. And remember, it doesn't have to be online. It can also be face-to-face that your professional learning network exists. So why do you have these? Why do educators think that it's important to build a PLN? And it kind of lets you are in charge of your professional learning. Nobody's telling me to go follow STEM. Nobody's telling me to go look at this Apple teacher or follow this person. It lets me pick my interests, my needs, my passions. I also love it's 24/7. So many times I'm a busy mom, busy working, busy doing this. I can do it on my time when I don't need to be sitting down doing it at a very specific time. It sparks ideas. It helps me when people are sharing. I'm like, oh, let me look at my STEM curriculum. Do I have this? Is this something I could add? Or am I doing what's best for students? Because at the end of the day, the impact on students is most important. There can be light and shade, so we can see things that are really, really good and things, hey, we probably need to improve. It helps you to stay current on best practices in research, which is really great. And then global connection, like let's connect globally. My family kind of laughs because they'll say they're going somewhere. And I was like, oh, I have a friend there. Let me connect. And it may not be someone I've met face to face, but it's someone that I've learned from and shared resources with. And it's just a fun way to learn, and you kind of have control, which is nice. Sylvia Duckworth is absolutely amazing. If you've never heard of her, you may want to go follow her on Twitter. She does these great little graphics that just are really eye catching. But she want like what once again why every teacher needs to be in a PLN, and it's an easy way to find lessons and resources and conferences. Many times when I can't go to a conference, I'll go on Twitter and follow that hashtag, and I'll get all the resources to the conference, which is really cool. It's sharing ideas. As a teacher, it's nice to give back, and it's nice to connect with others and share those ideas. Sorry about the dogs in the background. It's real life, guys. It allows you to follow amazing educators and blogs. Like there's folks that I follow that I will never in this lifetime have a chance to meet, but I can follow them and get their input. It gives you support. Hey, it's okay to say I don't know what I'm doing. I love the other day, I saw a post on Facebook like I had a terrible day. This is what happened. Can you give me suggestions? Or I don't know how to teach this. Has anyone taught this? And it's a great way to learn from others. You're making that international connections, flattening the walls of the classroom. Many times they say there are these 4 walls and that's it. Well, nope, those walls are gone because we can connect outside the wall. Maybe this turns into us working collaboratively on a project with someone else in another part of the world. Round the clock inspiration. Sometimes that can be dangerous because I have a hard time putting it down. You can learn the latest trends in education, and you never run out of ideas or new things to try with your students, which is really cool. So we've talked about a professional learning network. Well, let's talk about the environment. The environment are the actual tools or resources that you use in order to connect professionally or personally. So what are we actually using? What am I using? I'm using Facebook. I'm using Instagram. I'm using Twitter. I'm using TikTok. What am I using to connect? And it's just kind of thinking about all those resources. So I love this graphic. It's it's not it's a UK graphic, but I just wanted to share because it kind of gives you a visual. I'm a very visual learner. So your professional learning network is all around. So it's all those people, it's sharing the spirit, it's those interpersonal connections, the knowledge, the humor. That's everyone. But then the environment is a piece of that network. It's those tools, those artifacts, the technological connections. So this week, what you're going to do is you're going to use a website to create a mind map. And I kind of started mine very simple. You can get as pretty and fun and creative as you want. It's your choice. But I just started putting things that personally I do as well as professionally. And so that's what you see up here is my PLN and how I use it. Well, excuse me, not how I use it, but you could see the different pieces of it. I want you to reflect upon what I've just shared and create your own PLN and what goes on in your life professionally and personally. Everything can go on this one map. In the writing, because you're going to embed this on your website, you're going to do an introduction explaining what a PLN and a PLE is. And when you do that and you put it on your website, I'm going to ask you also to kind of reflect. For example, I use Snapchat personally to keep up with my nephews and my niece who do not live here in Baton Rouge. So I would say personally, I use Snapchat to stay in touch with family. Professionally, I am a member of the International Society of Technology and Education, where I connect with other educators. So 2 parts to the assignment. First part, you're going to make your mind map. Second part, you're going to actually reflect or write. You're going to tell us what a PLN, PLE is, and you're going to relate it to your personal experiences. Hope this helps. Hope you learned something new.